What's going on, my friends? It's the Toeman once again, and this is the new Zoo review week 1 for 2025. This is April 5th, 1 week since the debut of new Zoo, MetaZoo, and Collecticon just on the 28th, just a week ago. It's just amazing. A lot of stuff happened in the week. I just want to touch upon some things that are going on with the Zoo with me, some personal things that are going on with me, and then, of course, things that are going on with Zoo and just TCGs in general. Alright, so we have 30 Rat Kings left. A little less than 30 Rat Kings left. If you are new to the channel, we're donating all the money from the Rat King sales. The Rat Kings were donated to me at 100 of them from Cryptic Keeper. I've sold over 70 of them now. 3 got lost in the mail. So it's a little less than what it's being shown on eBay, but I'll cut it down right before the end, or I'll reduce the numbers on there. But yeah, we only have a couple left. I'm really glad because this has gone a little further into April than I expected. We usually just do up to March for our annual run. Not a big deal, but it's a lot of work, time to put these out there and run to the post office and stuff. But yeah, if you want to buy one, please go to my eBay account or DM me somewhere, and I'll send you the link to the eBay. So besides that, losing 3 out of or 3, it was one package of 3 that's still in DC somewhere out of 70. It's not bad at all. So things are going well with those, and with the sales, I've sold all of my MetaZoo. The boxes came and they went the same day. Within 24 hours they were out the door, and all that money, it was like $620, went to, or is going to, Laughing at My Nightmare. So that'll come in one check to them. So just good things all around happening. And we're going to definitely double our goal of what we thought we were going to make this year. Overall, it's like 6 times our highest amount that we ever donated. So kudos to everybody pitching in. Let's talk about the Zoo. Alright, so Collecticon went off. It wasn't out without a hitch, but hey, they were there. The product dropped on release date like it was supposed to. Some people got a couple days early. Great. They said they gave a window rather than just a straight hard street dates, which is great. Kind of alleviated a lot of the issues that were going on previously. Doesn't seem like there's a large amount of boxes out there, and I'm thinking the print run was under 10K or maybe 10K in the dot. I want to hear what you guys think. What do you think the print run was on these? I don't think we'll ever know, but I think that the numbers are going really low. I think the biggest person who bought them, and I had that idea already, seems like Wolt was the single biggest buyer of the Zoo. They've been selling them. Everyone that I've seen selling them, as long as they're live boxes, they're not, or should I say live packs that are all possibility to have a secret rare in them, or super rare. I'm sorry, super rare in them, a 3-star or higher, have been going for MSRP or up to 20-30% above MSRP. Have not seen any go lower than that unless they know it's dead. Like, hey, all the hits are taken. This is, we've hit our 2 or 3 SRs in the box, so now there's like a couple left in there that we know are going to be rares or 2 stars. Those have been going a little bit lower, which is understandable because you know that they're not hot packs. Just in general, you see them on eBay, they're selling above MSRP. A couple people are selling for lower, but there are big margins on these, so people are still making out. So it's good to see that it's still lively a week at a time, a week after release date, because a lot of these TCGs after a week, you know exactly what's happening with them. They're going to 0, or they're just not going to be wanted. That set is not hitting. So after a week, they're still hitting. There's not a lot of streamers, which is a good thing. I don't know if people have not gotten their boxes yet, or if they just did not have a large base of people who bought them with intending to sell, because there are not a lot of sellers on Whatnot. Used to be, looking back at old Zoo at the peak, you'd have 10-15 people running simultaneously, or you have 2 big name people, and then you had a couple people who were just running singles or something like that. Right now, I don't ever see more than 4 people running at a time, and after 11, 12 o'clock, or sometime during the day, you never see anybody running MetaZoo. But we did get the MetaZoo portion of Whatnot back, the subject, the category back. We got the category back, so it's cool that one major thing has been brought back from the old Zoo. Quote has been selling them, but they sold a poncho box today. They did like a whole thing about it. The poncho boxes have been hitting. Another thing about the Collecticon, they were giving away all kinds of rare stuff. Like they're giving promos away. They were giving the poncho boxes or just regular booster boxes, and you had to run a spin wheel, and 2 kids got them, which is amazing. 2 kids got them. Zealous got one, and I consider him a kid because he's probably half my age. We have an older gentleman that got it, and we had like a soccer mom that got it, which is amazing. It's cool to see such a rarity of people getting into the zoo. Seems like the kids are really into it. I sold even the boxes that I held for myself. I had pre-sold or oversold 2 boxes, so I'm actually ordering one. I'm going to pick one up from Brick City Comics. Hopefully tomorrow. We have to see. My wife is a little under the weather, so we'll see how she's doing. But hopefully I'll be able to pick them up. So yeah, it's been a really wild week for Zoo, and mostly good things. Like there's a couple of things where like there's long lines at the Collecticon. I wasn't there personally. This is just what other people are saying. The long lines there wasn't the best setup, but I think Lily and Jet Yates were there, and they're lovely people. They were doing doodles and sketches and all kinds of stuff at their table, or selling prints and stuff. So that went off wonderfully, and a lot of people got a lot of stuff done. So that is really cool that they're continuing to do that from the old zoo. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to touch about that. Do you think about the 10K boxes? That's what I'm thinking is really at right now. There might be a reprint. I know Charlie had talked about that previously, but he didn't say that specifically that was going to happen. He said it might happen if the demand was big enough. I think that it's cool to limit this a little bit. That way the prices go up a little bit, and it's looked at as a longer generating revenue source for people who are streamers or whatever. I think that it's cool that there are people that are wanting it, but we gotta rip these. We gotta rip them. We gotta get the hits. We got sell the singles, but it's cool to rip it and it not be available. And then those are rare, and then they might want to reprint it, or they do a special print, like a second ed print on them. That way people can just get them in hand, and then the first print will hold value. Like there's so many things that we can do to hold these up without also hurting the long term goals of the company, and also people who are into the TCG to play and all that stuff. Because if people are playing and there's a tournament that they need cards for, obviously they don't want to be paying hundreds and hundreds of dollars for cards that are not all that rare, but they're rare because of printing. We don't want to have that issue. We want to be able to have the cards available to people, but we also want to make sure that the rare cards, the high-end cards, are holding some sort of value, so that at least it solidifies that sector of people who are collecting for that reason. So there's many people to serve when you're doing a TCG. A lot of these TCGs fails because those are the types of reasons why, overprinting or underprinting, or not enough people are into the gameplay or whatever. There's something missing in a certain sector, and that part funnels to the rest of it. It causes animosity, all that stuff. So. And just personally for me, this has been a really hard week. My uncle had bypass done, so I was running from his house to my grandmother's house to my cousin's house to take care of the kids and run food to them and make sure that everything was taken care of. His PT set up, all that's great. My coworker was hit by a car. She's recovering, and I'm trying to, motivate her to be an inspiration to her so that she can be inspired to continue to be in good spirits. And she's just in a really terrible spot right now as far as her comfortability. She broke both her legs and her kneecap, so it's just a long route for her. So, and then other people on my team, because I'm being pulled all the places, they're kind of having difficulties too. So it's just been a long month. So I'm sorry if I haven't been putting out videos as often. Please watch my shorts. I try to do a short like once a day if I really have the content to do it. I'm not just going to put one out there just to do it, but I've been putting shorts out there just to protect people, so we're not dumping money into this game when we don't need to. Look at the video where I talked about the Card Pro magazine. The Card Pro magazine is a big magazine, and it contains the MetaZoo magazine in it. The MetaZoo magazine is a 100-page or something like that booklet that's in that magazine. The bigger magazine, you can find a lot of people are selling them for under $30. But then the insert of it, the just small insert with the cards, the decks and stuff like that, that is selling for $200. It doesn't make any sense. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is a different product. It seems like that's the same thing as far as what it was written up when we first saw the teaser for it. But the insert is going for $200. $250 is a high. Please don't be going crazy with that. You can save money, and you can save yourself hardship, and save yourself, the negative feelings that you've overpaid by just searching for people who are selling it, please look at my videos. I'm trying to help people out here. I just talked to, what is it, Champion TCG. They had them for like 29 bucks. I bought two, one for me, one for a friend, and I won't tell you who that is. And I think, you know, if you're watching, you know exactly who you are. And I got the color that you like the most. So I bought them directly to them. They messaged me. I talked about it. I said, hey, I'm going to put a video out. There's no kind of sponsorship or anything like that. I just want to make sure that people can get them at an affordable cost. There's other people that are getting them all the time from distribution. And they're in the Discords, there are other places, or on Facebook. They're saying, hey, I got a small drop. Let's get them now. I saw them as low as $25 at one point. I know Mesopotamia had his, I think, at $25.95 or something like that. Please just look around. They might be in Barnes & Noble. They might be on Amazon shortly. So please do not go crazy spending all your money on stuff that you can save, you know, and get a good deal on something. And I'm not trying to rob people, you know, people who need the money off of this by selling it. I'm just trying to alleviate the kind of stressors that cause MetaZoo 1 to have a lot of problems. All right, so that's all I got for today. I know I'm long-winded, and I know I'm low preachy, and that's how I am, and I'm not going to change it. If you don't like it, well, that's too bad. That's what my I know the cuss creeper on TikTok. He always says that. Well, if you don't like it, I don't give a. So that's how I feel too. Just if you want my advice, here it is, and if you don't like it, we switch the channel. All right, y'all. Please be nice to each other. Be cool. Be safe, and peace.